p.m. Wednesday night.
Facebook watch parties are welcome. Live and book for your soup.
Ladies and gentlemen, ask the questions. We come up with the answers.
You can come up with the answers. Now take the mic out.
15 minutes with DJ Countryman and Rudi Lickwood. Saturday morning mayhem with two entertainment heavyweight. DJ Countryman from the world of music and Rudi Lickwood, veteran on the UK Black Comedy Network. Join them with interviews.
Kick me out.
No, I'm not kicking her out again.
Just encouraging people to follow their dreams and take the risk.
Go straight in. Could you just tell us what you've been getting up to?
So I designed myself at the roof with a nice.
How about my beard? I'm gonna go.
Nah, man, you got a good beard, but you look like you're probably soon kiss your neck back from what I can see here. You look like yeah. What am I gonna do? You know me, man. I hand the friendship in it because you know how they like their chicken soup and their chicken foot and all.
That's where you proper rule. You have to get it.
Keeping it real with Rudi Lickwood, the topical interactive chat show where you may end up being one of the guests with special guests and you the audience. Comedy with Rudi Lickwood. This event is brought to you by Comedy Hotspot. Don't forget, keeping it real with Rudi Lickwood. This is an 18 certificate only.
Well, hello and welcome to Keeping It Real with me, Rudi Lickwood. I am so lucky. Life is treating me good. Family, how you doing? How is everybody out there this evening? Hey, bank holiday carnival is here. Unfortunately, we were unable to really enjoy the carnival the way that we do. I know. I'm feeling it for everybody right about now. I am really and truly feeling it for everybody because it's not the carnival that we're used to, is it really? You know, not with the kind of social distancing that we have to go through. That's what you call social distancing. I know I seem to be enjoying that one all by myself, innit? Well, thank you very much. I'm starting to see all the comments coming in. It's much appreciated, one and all. There seems to be a lot of support for my first guest, ladies and gentlemen. And she's actually responding and talking back to you. So you can see that we're going to have a good evening. Hello, Chocolate. How you doing? How you doing? Look at Antigua, man, chatting away. Before she just put down her phone, I could see her in the green room, you know. I could see her in the green room. Before she's so fast. She's so fast. You know what I mean? Before she just wait. What was this, Carol? Settling in well, watch The Professional. Hear her now? Hear her now? Evening plush, evening cans. This is just like early morning. This is just like early morning vibes. Well, as you guys know, I always like to introduce my guests with a collage. That's where I take the time out to go through profiles, to get a little background information so as that we can get a feel of the person that we're going to talk to. Okay? So some of you already know who my guest is, but allow me to introduce her in the way that I like to. Oh, look at you.
Hey,
Look
Rudi.
there.
Hey,
How you doing?
everyone. Hey,
How you
Julie.
doing?
Yeah, I'm good now. It started.
Are you happy now it started?
Yes, relieved.
Because know that it was very nerve settling back there, wasn't it? It was very unsettling.
Very,
Not wondering
very.
what it was going to be like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you've got nothing
here.
to worry about. You seem to have a lot of
Hey,
love in the room.
Marlene. There's my friend
Got a lot of love
Marlene.
in the room. Look at this. Look at this.
Good to see everyone here.
Got hand clapping.
Vivi, hi, Vivi.
Brap. Look at her.
My girl's in the house.
This is crazy, man.
Spice. Hey, Spice.
Hey, Shugs.
Hey, Kaz. Shaw. Hey, Shaw.
They're all happy. Girl. They are all so happy to see you, man.
Yes.
Which is lovely. I see you got your skin out, haven't you?
I have got my skin out.
Hey?
It's been hot today, hasn't it? Not.
Yeah, it's been typical British weather, mate. I love it. Believe it or not, I like a bit of drizzle.
Oh, thanks, Julie.
People might think it's weird, but I do. I actually love a bit of drizzle. I think it's the black British in me that comes out. You know, I mean, I've walked around the Caribbean too many times, and I noticed that the people who actually live there walk with umbrellas.
Yeah, they do not like the rain. Do not like the rain.
Even for the sun. Some of them walk to shade from the sun.
With umbrellas. Yeah. You see that a lot. Coming from Antigua, visiting Antigua, you know, it used to be the point where when it rained in Antigua, no one went to work. That's how it is. They don't go to work. And that's how I am. I don't, I go to work, Rudi, but I'm a sun baby. I was born in the sun. Love the sun, don't like the rain, don't like the cold.
Yeah, but the thing is that you weren't born in Antigua though, were you?
I wasn't born in Antigua, but I was born in Barbados for health reasons. And then I was only there for about a week or two and then moved swiftly back to Antigua. And that was it. So it was a stopping point.
So, but in truth though, you're beige. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm beige for a brief 2 seconds, but I'm Antiguan through and through.
So then how many passports have you got? How many passports?
I can have up to 3. I can have my Bayesian, my Antiguan. I've got my Antiguan and I've got my British passport as well. So yeah.
So then that means that if you get kicked out of the UK, you got somewhere to go.
I've got plenty places to go. Yeah, I can go anywhere I want. Yeah. Not many places that would take my Antiguan passport, but I've got somewhere to go. Yeah.
I mean, Antigua hasn't even got an army, have they? Really?
They have got an army, Rudi. No, what do you know? What research have you done?
You ain't got an army. You got a gang.
What research you done? You got an army.
You got a gang of ruffians. You ain't got no army. That's a gang, man. What 10 man line up?
We need it. Some ruffians coming onto our island. We need the rough people to help control things. Yeah. So
I must admit, though, your island is nice. It's nice and flat. That's why you lot are good at cricket.
Yes.
That's why you lot are good at cricket, because Viv Richards
we've got some hill. We're hillier than Barbados.
No, you're not.
We have got a few. We are.
No, I've been to Antigua, right? And I saw from one end of the island to the next. Yeah. I could see from one island, one piece to the end. I could see it.
You lie. I don't know what island you are.
I did 100 meters and I fell off.
In one hand, you were picking up my island. Now you're just dissing my island. I don't get you.
No, I'm not. I like your island. But how did look at that? Yeah. How did you get the name Plush?
Hey,
where did that come from? Where did Plush come from?
Plush came from. It was something I heard years ago in the 80s, and it really resonated with me. And I don't think any of my friends know what it means. But it basically means, and I think it's me.
Okay.
So it's an anagram. So peace, love, unity, strength, harmony.
That actually sums you up. Actually, when I think about it, peace,
love,
love,
unity,
strength,
harmony.
I like that, and harmony, because if there's one thing most of the comics have said about you, is that you're supportive in every manner and in every way. And it's that's why I decided that it was, well, I guess you guys decided, in truth, that it would be good to actually interview people who come out and see us.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know, and who support us.
Yeah.
You know, because normally, you know, we're the ones who are up on stage and sort of that thing, but it's nice to give the love back. You know?
Yeah,
and I think
definitely.
looking at, especially when I've been all over your page, you know what I mean, like a predator. The amount of things that you support, the amount of things that you're involved in is just unbelievable. So what is that due to lockdown, why you've got so much
definitely due to lockdown. Pre-COVID, I was very rare on Facebook. I never used to go on it that often. It's a connection with family and friends, but not as prolific as I am now. And since COVID, it's just been another lifeline just to see what's happening in the community. And it's just been a real eye-opener. And when I've seen how active we are, I'm just embracing it. And it doesn't take me 2 seconds to share something that I think is worth sharing for others. So I'll support it all the way. And like what you said with the comedians, it's just been nice that you guys have got to know your supporters on a different level. And pre-COVID, we were just in an audience and we'd laugh at...
That used to be a problem for me, because people used to go, "Don't you remember me? Don't you remember me?" I goes, I know you. I goes, "What do you mean you know me?" "Yeah, I was in the 4th row, on the second balcony, to the left-hand side. I remember I was calling out you. To you. And I'm like, boy, I can't see everybody. I don't know everybody. You know, but like you said, the COVID thing has kind of like galvanized a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've now got a community of people. No, well, you're part of it, the Rants and Bants crew now. I never had before, and it's
and you just get to know not just the comedians but the DJs on a different level, because they'll speak to you more and you'll engage with them a lot more than when you go to a club or a gig. So seeing that and their humility and their giving, because a lot of the things that you guys are doing are free.
And, at the moment, it's free at the moment. It's free at the moment.
It's free. At the moment, it's free.
Right,
and I've got my and I've got my fitness instructors as well, that they're free. I'll just support anything because you're giving. That's the only thing I can do.
I do want to get to your fitness instructors in a moment, but I want to talk about you coming over to Britain, because there was a program on TV back in the day, right? Called No Problems. I'm sure that there's a lot of people who can remember it. No Problems.
No problem. A bottle of Bacardi, then you shake it down for the fastest running cocktail in town. A touch of vodka in a Russian style, then a drop of martini for a little while. Hey.
And what do you think you're playing at?
Playing? Have you ever heard of spin the bottle? Well, this is pour the bottle.
Well, not with Jerry's drinks.
Hey, warm to you. Hey, mommy and daddy gone now, you know. We're free, man. The house belongs to us.
I think we should keep the drinks for entertaining special guests. My guests.
Oh, all right, then, just this once. Is that all right, Bellamy?
I wanted to go with them, but too many are dependent upon me.
Oh.
Now, that kind of makes me think of your brother. Too many of them dependent on me, because your mum and dad actually left, didn't they? They left you with the house.
Yes, they did. Yeah. So we came this month. It's 43 years since we came to Britain, and Dad studied here, and then he went back home to open up his solicitors, and then Mum stayed here. I was the youngest out of the 4, and then Mum stayed till I was 16, and then she moved back to be with Dad. So she left us 4 here running the ship. Hey, Joe.
To me, that's like saying that that problem, the no problems storyline could have actually been written about you guys.
Yeah,
in a weird kind of a way.
Definitely.
Which is kind of like which I find quite interesting in a sense that there may have been quite a few West Indian families where parents came over and then they bought the houses and what have you, and then they left the children. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you was brought up in Hackney, I take it. Is it Hackney?
Yeah, we were brought up in Hackney. We first moved to Tottenham and then we moved to Hackney, and that's where I spent the majority of my childhood. Yeah. In Hackney. Yeah, had no problems in Hackney. It was cool. I went to school in Tower Hamlets and then secondary school in Hackney. Yeah, I loved it. But and my sister still lives in our family home in Hackney.
Right. So that means that you had all the clubs around you then, innit? You had
all the clubs. Yeah, easily accessible because I wasn't driving at the time, so it was buses to the clubs. Night moves was down the road in Shoreditch. Up the road was Visions and Trends, and then so I did. Yeah, and then Shinola's.
Oh my, that big
well.
It was massive.
Yeah, and that's where the Olympic Park is now. That's where Shinola's was.
You know what?
Carpenter's Lane. Yeah, that was Carpenter's Lane down there. Yeah. So I used to do all the clubs. Used to do loads of clubs. Used to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and work as well. So yeah, I was working. So from the time Mum left, I was 16 and I was working. From there, we just had to all dig in as a family. We just dug in and did all we could. Had a really good foundation with Dad and Mum.
Okay.
Away.
Because you actually went to a girls'
Hey
school.
Faye, oh my Faye's there as well. Hey Faye, hey everyone. All my girlies are here. Thank you.
Are they all in the room? Are they?
They are so many.
So what did you go to school with Faye? How did you know Faye? How do you know Faye?
No, Faye. So there's it's quite a big group of us. There's about I'd say there's about 26 ladies.
Right.
And we're all friends.
Okay.
And we're all interconnected from different friends. But yeah, so we've got a really good sistership. To the point like annually we have an annual dinner.
Okay.
We have it at someone's home, and we have a chef come in. Yeah, we just got really lovely. We get a chef to come in. Yeah, we all get dressed up and have a chef come in, and we've got a lot of sisterly love. So a lot of the sisters are here in the room today.
Okay,
Faye's one of them. Yeah,
and that's what I like about. That's what I like about you. You don't talk about any individual friend. You don't have like. Best, that this is my bestie, that is my bestie. You kind of have
don't say anything. Remember, Kaz is listening. She's going to make a comment soon. So
no, Kaz. I mean, I know. We know that using Kaz is tight. I see the lesbian photographs that you two have taken, right?
Absolutely. Yes. You know us well, Rudi.
Yeah, because you are proper out.
That's how rumours have started. Yeah,
that's how you are out of order, man. Because even when we was told, that COVID licked down, no one's meant to go out and everyone's meant to stay cool. You lot and the Zoom crew decided, nah, we're not having it.
Oh, my Zoom crew, my Friday Zoom crew, love them. I know, you just weren't there, you're just jealous. You're just jealous.
Right, I'm jealous. I ain't gonna lie, I was proper vexed that I was not there. Proper vexed, may I tell you. Yeah, it just so happened that on that day, I had to go and see my daughter, and she was having a barbecue, so I couldn't tell her no. I couldn't tell her no.
You could have, but you chose not to.
No, it would have been wrong. Okay. But what I do like now, I can officially say you are now part of the Rants and Bants crew. From the time you get something like this, that makes you part of the Rants and Bants. That makes
He's trying to hide me. He's trying to hide me.
Yeah, that is
me.
I
haven't changed, have I, Rudi? I ain't changed.
No. You've joined an eclectic bunch, I might add.
Yes, I have. I know. There's Trevor.
Of Rants and Bants crew members.
Yes. Donna.
Yep, they're all there.
Yeah, and there's Julie.
So each
Actually,
member
we haven't seen yours, so I don't know
Not
why
yet.
you're putting up ours.
Each member of the Rants and Bants crew
You ain't shown yours yet.
forward with a photograph. So I hope you guys bear that in mind. A question that's being asked of you is
which part of Tottenham?
The teething part. They all wear trainers and tracksuits.
No, not the teething part, Rudy. That's the parts that you know. There's other parts. We moved to Broadwater Road, opposite Bruce Castle Park, Avril.
Okay.
So so we went there. And I went to Risley Avenue Primary School while I was there. Yeah. So, and it's just literally round the corner from where I am now, just down the road. So I often tell my children when we drive past it, they say, "I know, Mummy, you went to school there. I know, Mummy, you literally went on that road." Yeah, so it's still in the vicinity.
Julie liked your picture. She said it was a lovely little picture there.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. And Zoom crew, Chris.
Chris is.
We are having another, and I told Rudy.
Yes, Joe, you did the 24th,
25th.
Sorry, 25th. And I invite everybody to come on to Zoom on a Friday night where we sit back and we chill. We have a couple games and that, and then get ready.
It's lovely. It's a lovely group of people. It's funny.
At some point, especially when I interview my feature guests later on, if you put into the group chat for me,
yeah, I will.
Yeah, so that people can get in touch and then they can become a part.
Joe, you can do that as well.
Who?
Joe. Chris Smiley's Joe.
Chris, could you do that for us? Put it in.
Yeah.
So that people know that they can get hold of join the Zoom crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's another. Hey, Ali Cat, I don't need a title. Being your friend is enough.
Absolutely, Cat. You know me joking with you. You know he's jealous. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Are you streaming to YouTube as preferred? Yes, I am. Yes. I'm streaming to both at the moment. Thank you very much, Chris. I'm actually streaming out to both at the moment.
The link I sent you, Joe, is on there. The YouTube link.
Now, what I really want to get into
early dinner
with you, is your battle. Right? You had a very big battle, didn't you?
I did, and there's me.
Yes, it's hard to believe that is
that was me.
That was the battle that you were going through.
That was my battle.
It was also a discovery to self, if I'm correct.
Yes, it really was.
It really was about finding yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I'd always been plus size since turning adult.
Having children, that's what happened.
Having children, it was since having children that I really put on weight.
Oh yeah, I get bloaty. I do. I get really bloaty.
You get... Listen, put down the cigarette. You won't get bloaty no more, Rudy. You won't get no bloaty there.
When you have so much children, man. That's what happens.
Those are my babies. Those are my two babies.
So what are their names?
So Zara's the one in the black top. She's my 12-year-old. And Yasmin, my cheeky Yasmin, is the one in the pink top, and she's 9. And they are just my life. Yeah.
They are your life.
They are. Yeah. My big, and they're my biggest supporters and my massive motivators throughout my journey. I couldn't have done it without them. Yeah, they were my focus. They were the reason that I did it as well.
But I find that that's what happens. I think with most relationships, though, the kids become the focus, and one begins to lose contact with the relationship one had with their partner in the first place. But what I find really beautiful, right, is that your mum and dad are still there.
Yeah, Dad passed away 2012, but they're still very much in love, and we still very much love Dad. They had a beautiful bond. And there's my mummy. Hello, Mummy, if you're there. She turned 80 this year. So we had a celebration late because her birthday fell the same week that Boris locked the country down.
Is it?
We couldn't do all the stuff that we had to. So we held a party. This party actually for her 80th We held it on the anniversary of us coming to England on the 1st of August.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, my beautiful mum. And there's me, my dad, and my brother and sisters.
You got a mad family, man. I'll give you that. You got your family.
Oh my
is
God!
Nuts.
Oh, here we go.
Your family is nuts, man. I'm telling you, man. Listen, mate. I've seen some things in my time, yeah. But
I do regret this.
Your family, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, right? they actually take the biscuit. Yeah. I'm trying to find this thing because
if you can't find it, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this thing because nah, man, I gotta find it.
We are mad, and we are
mad as a bottle of shit.
Incredible.
I felt sorry for your daughter, man. Your daughter was trying to she's like, oh my God, there's an elbow in my face. There's oh my God, excuse me, get out of the way. Oh my God, all over the place, knees,
she's all right. She's all right. Yeah, that's us.
That is you lot, man. But the lovely thing is that I love the energy, you know.
Yeah.
But I can see how competitive you are. You're an extremely
me.
Yes.
You think so, Rudi?
Yes.
All my friends would disagree with you.
Would they really?
I'm really not. Yeah.
Would they really?
Yeah, they would disagree.
Would they really?
That's me in the Prima magazine.
Look at us now after we've lost a bit of weight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you were actually invited to was it Enter Something? Was it with Bella?
Yeah, so it was Prima that I was selected to go into Prima. I was for both articles. I was asked to go on because I was part of Weight Watchers, and I just felt because although I'm quite chatty, etc., I am very shy. I don't like being part of the limelight, etc.
Center of attention.
I don't like the center of attention. Oh no. I'm not like that at all. Not me.
I'm really not.
No, I don't like that. I'll take the centre. I'll even take the chair as well. I'll take the chair. Get out of the way.
You look at the poor little white girl trying to get her bum on the chair. And you're like, you know what? Let me just push my shoulder. Make her know. In fact, make her push against the other white girl. I'm not. Come on,
Rudi. No, but I felt it was important. I don't like being centre of attention.
No,
but I thought it was important.
You don't like being pampered either, do you? Because was that when they were doing the makeup and everything?
Yeah, that's when they were doing the makeup. Yeah, it was a surreal experience because from the moment they asked me and I agreed, it was 1 week to the photo shoot. And I just wanted to be a part of it because I don't see many Black people in the magazines. So I just thought I had to do it. I just had to go out there and do it and show people that we are able to do it. You know, for me, it wasn't a big weight loss. It was just trying to improve my life.
Okay, because I mean,
So
weight is obviously a sign of unhappiness, right?
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, and it means that big changes are afoot, so to speak. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
we can all see that you've made those changes, Antigua, and you're positive, and you're beaming, and you're shining.
Yeah, completely.
Love, you know.
Yes.
I don't know if it's because you was a Catholic.
Avril, don't encourage him.
I don't know if it's because you're a Catholic. I don't know. Could have been that.
Yes.
Don't like the limelight. You know what I mean? I actually don't like the limelight. That is rubbish. And you
Thanks,
definitely
Marlene.
Well done. Well done.
Oh,
well
thanks,
done.
Mel. Lovely to see you on here, Mel.
Now, as I said, our time is short, unfortunately.
I know it's gone, Rudi, as you said.
It really has flown.
Thank you. Thank you for the experience, Rudi.
No, I appreciate you.
it.
I really appreciate you, and
yeah.
to show you that kind of love and the love that you've given me, because it was you guys who actually encouraged me to develop this and take it to where it is now.
Yeah.
You know, but
Support
what I'm going to do
all the way.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a little break, and then I'm going to come back with my featured guest.
I'm back.
Well, that was Keep It Cute, ladies and gentlemen. That's my daughter. She's been working from home since lockdown, and she's put together her own little cosmetic brand. I hope you guys will support it. I really do believe in nepotism. I think that's how a lot of people get ahead, by encouraging their youth to do stuff. But what I find very encouraging is the support and the love that I'm getting from you guys, and I'd like to give that back, basically. But then there are a lot of unsung heroes walking amongst us, and we don't even know. We don't even know what they've been getting up to. We don't know where they've been. We see them all the time. We join in, but this show is about keeping it real, meaning that we try to get behind the personality. We try to get behind, and we try to have a look at who the individual is, what's motivating them, why do they do what they do, how did they get where they got to. And this young lady that I'm about to introduce you to is somebody that I've watched for a very long time. And I knew that even though our paths didn't cross that much, I knew she was doing great things, but I was surprised to find out just exactly how much she's been doing. I didn't even know she was entertaining me when she was entertaining me, but allow me to introduce her to you the way that I do. None other than Samantha Scott. How you doing, Dave?
Hey, Rudi, how are you? Oh, that was quite sweet. That was quite cool.
Oh, you did like it then?
I did.
Yeah, at first, because I know that you were saying, oh my God, what's he going to be like? He's going to pull out something. What's he going to do? And I really try to uplift. I really don't try to take people down. And I'm always trying to show the best side of an individual, unless, of course, they've done me wrong. Do you know what I mean? And even then, I don't really, you know what I mean? I can't be bothered to really worry about people who's done me wrong, man. Sometimes you just got to move on. And that's what I like. That's what I like about you. You're always about moving on. You're always about moving forward. I mean, here's a look at you with your face shield on. So that tells me that you've been working recently during lockdown.
Yes, I have. I wouldn't say it was a vast amount of work, but we had 2 shows on the same day in Hailing Island, and it was done that way for the lockdown. So we done one show for the first half of the audience, and then a second show for the second half of the audience. We got paid for 1 show and a half. The audience were happy, the building was happy, you know, agents were happy, everyone all round was happy, and we had a good show.
Because was you worried at first when lockdown sort of like kicked in because of the way that the entertainers were actually being treated? Because I got 22 cruises pulled, basically, and most of the gigs that I do, you know, on average there's like 300 people in it. So it meant that it was uneconomical, as you can imagine, for them to halve the audiences. How did that really affect you?
Well, I didn't stress. I have to be honest, because I figured. By the way, I just want to quickly say hi to Carolyn, Samuda Simmons, and Judy Juice, and Avril Lindsay. How you doing, Nevlet Reed, and whoever else is watching? But yeah, I didn't stress because I figured, well, this is a global thing, and something's going to have to be sorted out one way or the other. I didn't even check to see how many gigs have been pulled, but I know it was a hell of a lot. And, you know, even when the government said they were going to sort out the 9-to-5ers, as it were, and those who were self-employed, they weren't going to do, I still thought, well, they've got to do something. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Antiguan Alison. I've got to say, Antiguan, you are an icon. Oh, my God.
I told you, because a lot of them say to me, but I ain't got nothing to talk about. I ain't got nothing to. I goes, listen, you got your story to tell, you know, and I don't care. You don't necessarily have to be flying around the world like we do, right? But you know, everybody's got a story to tell, and it's about telling your story. Especially I'm saying this to the Rants and Bants crew, that when you come on, it's about telling your story. Yeah, it's not about trying to compete with anybody. Yeah, it's just being yourself, being your natural self. Because when lockdown actually happened, it wasn't something where you kind of like just sat back. You actually went straight into full mode. Right, okay, I'm going to take my stuff out my house and I'm going to go outside. Tell us what you did. Tell us what you did.
Well, if I be honest, Rudy, let's just say someone managed to annoy me the Saturday night and I couldn't shake it on the Sunday. So I thought, right, that's it. I'm getting my PA system out. I'm going out to my neighbours, going to give them a show. Gave the camera to a little girl. She pointed it on the grass, the sky, whatever. I didn't care. And I even had it on Facebook Live. Had so much fun. And, you know, that's where the live show started from.
Yeah, but you took it to another level. This is what I'm saying about you, Sam. You don't do things by halves. I mean, look what you've done.
Well, it's a good evening. Well, it's a good evening once again from me on the Pick a Topic with Sam and Guest show.
Type 2 diabetes is a problem. Type 1 isn't as bad. That affects more Caucasians than Black people, but you can develop type 2 or you can develop type 1, right? As opposed to being born with it.
Now, do you see what I'm saying? It's not enough for you just to say, right, I sing, right? It's not enough to say, oh, I'm going to take my PA and just go out and I'm going to entertain people. Then the rain comes in and you decide, you know what, I'm still not going to stop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to produce my own show.
Well, you know, well, it just happened. It just happened.
It did
because it did because as you know, I actually called on you in the middle of the live show. I thought, let me put a bit of a chat show in it, kind of thing. And then when the weather went really bad,
you kept bleeping me.
I didn't know what you were going to say, Rudy. You know, come on, you're from John Kelly School. I didn't know.
Stop it. I like to take it to the edge. I like people to be on the edge of their seats, not sure where it's going to go or what I'm about to say, but whatever I'm going to say is going to be quite profound and forward thinking. That's what I'd like to think, as opposed to us just appeasing one another, you know. But you developed that show into where you're actually dealing with serious topics. You know, I mean, I laugh and joke about the things that I do, whereas you're like, no, there'd be no laughing and joking about this at all. No. There'll be some order going on here, and we'll look at these issues and we'll pull them apart. Yeah, you're very kind of like, I don't know what the correct word is, but you like things in order, and you like to talk straight, and you're not afraid of the issues.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about, let's say, prostate cancer, I can't see what the funny side of that would be, as I'm not a comedian, you know. But like when we were talking about,
to me, finger up the bum is very funny. Back in the day, that's why us men couldn't do it, man. You know what I mean? When the doctor said to me he was going to put his finger in my bum, and then he showed me that he's got his two hands in front of me, I thought, what's in my bum? You better stop it, rude boy.
Oh, Rudy, stop
Yeah.
it. No, I mean, you've just scared 500,000 people out there from going and getting their prostate tested. And there's nothing like that, guys. They do not put their finger up your rear end to test your prostate. Rudy, stop it. However, we did have fun. We did have fun talking about menopause and andropause.
Why are we going there now? Why are we talking about andropause? That is strictly off the list, right? No andropause. Men don't have big boobs. Men don't bloat. Yeah, men don't lose their libido. Yeah.
Well, they do. They do. They do. I mean, for a man, if it's extreme, they can start from the age of 30, but it's usually 40. From the age of 40, all men, their testosterone starts to decrease 1% every year from then onwards. Some men are never, some men, they never ever get the effects of it, but some men do, and they end up with man boobs or, erectile dysfunction or insomnia. There's a plethora of things. Just
I suffer from insomnia. I do. And there was a time when I used to be able to hit the back of the bedboard, but I can't hit it anymore. It just dribbles. Oh, sorry. Did I say something wrong? Did I? Sorry.
Oh my God,
sorry.
Rudy. Yeah. Well, let's move on, shall we?
It's terrible, man.
Judy Juice is saying,
right, I don't know why God treats us men like that. But tell me something, because like you're big on animals, aren't you?
Oh, I've got my little dog. He's my first dog. His name's Chance, and he really does take a chance. He does. He really does. He's 16 now. Yep, and in human years he's 80. So I think he should have his freedom pass by now, but they won't give it to him. So. Okay.
Yeah, but you call him adventurous, yeah, but then so are you.
Yeah, I am a bit. Oh my God, what else have you found?
What do you mean, what else? That's you, isn't it? That's you taking. That's you.
It is.
That is you.
About to go snorkeling.
You like to take chances. It's like there's nothing that you're not prepared to at least try, or at least give a go.
Yeah, I mean, I have tried some things that when I've tried it, I've thought, oh my God, they're trying to kill me. But and I'm laughing because I think it was just last year. I attempted to, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like trying to stand on water with a little board or whatever it is.
Yes. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I saw that, right? But you were so deep in the water, I didn't think people would understand what you was trying to do. It's like you hover above the water, yeah, and water's gushing down. So the water's pushing you down, and you're meant to be standing like on a board, yeah.
Oh my God!
But you were so far in the water. I looked at it and I thought, you know what? I don't think they're gonna quite understand what she was trying to do. So it's best that I don't use that photograph because they just won't get it.
No,
but you've been singing from the age of what, 11?
Yeah.
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 So tell me something. If you were to go back in time, yeah, what would you tell this young lady?
Oh wow. I would tell her that she is just as good as everybody else. She's no better and she's no worse.
That's what you would tell her?
Yes.
Okay, because that's you, isn't it?
Yes, that is me.
Okay, and that time where you were going Mallory's, if I'm right, Mallory's?
I was going to Mallory School at the time. It was a lovely school to go to. I enjoyed Mallory's. There was didn't have to worry about fighting or anything like that there, or getting in any trouble. I was a goody two shoes as well in junior school. Really, really did love Mallory's, and they taught us quite a lot. And I did music there. I was in a choir there, and I learnt the recorder there. And yeah, it was good.
Three blind mice and mash up the house.
I learned a lot more than that, Mr. Lickwood.
Oh, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. So then what happened when you got into secondary school?
Secondary school, oh God, Denise Francis is saying, Samantha, you never know what Rudi will dig through. Oh my God, yeah. Okay. Yeah, by the time I got to secondary school, I had started singing by the first year. And I've got to be honest, I kind of lost a bit of interest in school come second year.
Right.
I don't know what they call that now. I don't know if that's the 11th year or not. But I just felt, I mean, I loved French, loved English. Maths was okay until they started to introduce letters into maths, and I just thought, oh, what's that all about? That is all about numbers.
A plus B, bracket, close bracket, open bracket.
Yeah, algebra and all that. Yeah, it just sort of, and to be honest, it got to the point where I thought, well, how is this going to help me when I leave school and I'm ready to do my singing? Because I was already in singing classes at the age of 11, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. I know some people at that age, they won't necessarily, they'll say they want to do something and then they end up doing something else. But I knew that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, I lost a bit of interest in school, just about got through it, really.
Okay, because what I love about you is that you actually followed your passion more than you followed the money. Because what were all the other jobs that you did? You was an estate agent. You tell us. We don't know.
Sorry. I worked for I was an estate agent for about a year or so. I worked for IBM as an executive secretary. I had 3 managers that I looked after. Between them, there was 90 people in their teams. And you know, whatever job I did, it was always a hobby. My singing was always what I did, and the other jobs was always a means to the end, except when I became a youth worker, and then I was promoted to a senior youth worker, and they basically asked me to use my singing lessons as a tool to engage young people. And I went to Brunel University to learn more about how you can engage young people and so on and so forth. And it was a really good experience. I mean, that was the longest job I ever held. It was 9 years. Yeah, it was only, I think it was meant to be 6 hours a week. And I was still on tour at the time, but I ended up doing their events and everything. So sometimes a lot of the time I ended up doing silly things like 60 hours in a week. But yeah, right. I left there when I realized that all the young children were coming back to visit me with their babies, and I was still there. So
because the thing is that it wasn't something that your mum was that impressed with, if I'm correct, because there was a story that you told me when you took her to your workplace. Tell us of that story.
Well, I took my mum to, I used to work for IBM in Bedfont Lakes, and that's one of the most beautiful places that you could possibly, if you're looking at working in a place that looks lovely, that was it. And I took my mom and my sister, well, they came down to have lunch with me. And they were like sitting by the lakes, having their lunch, and we were talking and everything. And then my mum, when she got home, she called me back and she said, you know, you've got such a brilliant job. I hope you don't leave it, whatever. And, you know, I got called away to do a tour. I was there for 2 years, I think, and I got called away to do a tour, which I ended up taking. And I again, I didn't kind of look back. I think sometimes we just have to accept that a profession chooses us, you know? Because there's been times when I've tried to get out of it, and that was one of them, actually. That, you know, that was a time when I was actually annoyed with the music industry, and I thought, right, you know what, sod it.
Okay, because the thing is that you were singing tunes. You were coming out with music, and I didn't even know you was coming out with music, Sam. I really didn't know. Really? All I knew is that there were all these tunes that I was in love with. Yeah, I knew the voice. Yeah, but I sincerely say this to you, I did not know it was you. You know,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I was shocked. I mean, this is actually one of my favorites.
I care about you. Is there some cause that I should doubt you? Oh, I can see, boy, that you don't know me very well. You're so unsure.
I mean, that's
that
one
just
of my
made me
favorites.
smile. That made me smile.
That was
That's
one of my favorites.
that's such a young Sam. Oh, thank you very much, Carolyn. Boobs. Samantha,
Because
do I have
there
a
is
favorite
a
song?
question there. There is, yeah.
Denise, I've got to be honest. It startles me when people ask me that because I've got so many favorites and for different reasons. I love. There's a song by Prince. It's called 7. I like Alanis Morissette as well. I love so many different kinds of songs. I like a bit of classical sometimes. Not that I can remember what they're called, but I have moments where I have favorite things for that moment, like in my life, if that makes sense. I hope that answers your question.
No, because
yeah.
you didn't. She asked you for one song. She just
I
said,
know.
just
I haven't given one because I haven't got one.
All right. Well, give us 5 songs then.
Well, one is 7. One is Ironic. One is, funny enough, the original to In the Mood. One of the songs that I covered. Oh my God. It's really difficult when you put on the spot.
I know when
I
you
can't
get
even think of anymore.
on the spot, it is hard. But the thing is that you did a lot of songs, right? And you went into the industry at a very young age, and you mentioned that the fact that there were songs that were being released and you didn't even know.
Yeah, I mean, that was the side of it. Oh, I just want to say hello to Daniel Foster and hi to Trevor White. You know, that's the side of the industry that when you're young, people are just going to take advantage because you don't know the business side of it. So people will call me and ask me to do a session and they'll say they're going to give you 50 quid. Now, at the age of 15, you feel, 50 quid to you is a lot of money.
Yeah, sure.
And back in the day, I think even my parents would have thought 50 quid for 2 hours in a studio isn't, that's quite good. So they do that, or they would do that. And then before you know it, they're supposed to have done paperwork that you're not even aware as a young person that they're supposed to have done. And before you know it, they've released it and it's all around or whatever, you can hear it. And you're quite happy and you're proud of your work. And it's not, unfortunately, until later on you realize that they've made quite a bit of money from it. Yeah. And you've made none apart from the £50, unless that song's gone into the charts or whatever, and then they've got to sort things out.
You had a song that got into the chart, didn't you?
Yeah, there was one. It was I think it was just below top 40 or just about top 40, something like that. But it wasn't me in my name. It was with another group that I did a session for, and it got signed by Ministry of Sounds. And I think it was called I Believed in You was the first one. The group was called Yojo Working. Okay,
because I thought it was Love Ride, so I got the wrong one.
Oh, Love Ride. Oh, you're talking. I thought you meant as in the charts,
okay.
But as in I don't even know where Love Ride got to be honest. I have to be honest. I think on the underground, I think it hit number 1 for a little while, but I couldn't say where else it got to.
Yeah, because it quite took the dancing by storm, actually, because it was one of those that was underground, as you said, But then my thing is that I've looked at your resume, and it's fascinating to see that you worked with Danny Minogue. You was a vocal arranger in the studio for that, lead and backing vocal, correct?
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
She's lovely. First of all, Danny, I find Danny a lot more down to earth than Kylie. Not that Kylie's horrible or anything, but Danny is kind of down. Do you know what I mean? And she was quite easy to work with. But if you're going to ask me what song it was such a long time ago. I couldn't remember. I just know I was called in. Maybe I should be keeping a track record, but I'm just not that kind of person.
You should have. You should have. Shadow of a doubt.
I was called in by a studio, Pete in Rollover Studios, to come and help to do that particular track, and that kind of thing would happen quite a bit back in the day because I was more on the studio side than on the tour side. But now I'm on the tour side. I'm not so much on the studio side. But
while you were on the studio side, I mean, you was doing stuff. You actually, well, let's talk about Mysterious Girl. Why not?
Yeah, Bubbler Ranks. Well, we were in the studio again, Rollover Studios, and they called me down. They said they needed a vocal coach for a young man coming over from Australia, and they needed some backing vocals for him as well. And he was doing quite well in Australia, made a little bit of a name for him over there, and called me in. My cousin Glenn Goldsmith called me on that one, and he had written a song. Glenn did the guide vocal, Peter copied it. We did some lessons for him at my house, well, at my mum's house, where I was living at the time. And then we went back in the studio and I helped to arrange the backing vocals and did the backing vocals along with Glenn. And it became a massive hit, as everybody
knows. Because I reckon Bubbler was well pissed off. That's all he got out of that.
No, well, he done quite well. I called him Bubbler because they said, Sam, do you know anyone who does a bit of chatting, like a MC kind of thing? And I was like, yeah, perfect. I've got the perfect person for it. It's got the image and everything. Called him Bubbler, came in, didn't muck about at all. His part was down and that was it. Yeah,
because I loved it, man. I would have been vexed if I was Bubbler, man. Because they were in the sea showing off their chests and everything. And But tell me something. What's the come down for you? Because I know for me, sometimes the come down, right? Especially when you've... wait, just give us a sec. Where am I? Hold on. Oh, Rudes, come on. Because sometimes
in the meantime, Trevor White is saying... Samantha, what other artists have you worked with?
Yeah, we was gonna go. I do want to go through that, but just give me 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry, Trevor.
So many things here. It's the come down of this. Yeah.
Okay.
You've just had 10,000, 3,000 people. Yeah, and then you come back into West London. How does that feel?
Oh God, listen, I can tell you a story about that. My mum helped me out with that a long time ago. I remember my very first tour. It wasn't my very first show, but my very first tour at the age of 17. BBG was a group that was doing quite well at the time. And I was there doing their backing vocals. And we went over to France. That was the first time I ever saw a woman that had private parts. I was kind of like, what's happened there? Okay, I'll never forget that. That was my first, anyway, encounter. So we did the tour. We were being driven around by limousines and, you know, everything was thrown in. And I was like, oh, wow, this is brilliant. This is blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, God, I think I've hit it now. You know, I think we were supporting De La Soul or something like that. And Run DMC, and it was like a really big thing back then. And there's 17-year-old me got my own hotel room and all the rest of it. I was like, yeah. And then I come home, and at the time, obviously, I'm living with my mum. Yeah. And my mum goes, she greets me. She goes, "Oh, my baby, you come home." I was like, "Hi, mommy." Big smile on my face, everything. And then the next thing she said, before I even got my suitcase through the door, she goes to me, "You need to go tidy up your room. You're tight. It's untidy, man." And I'm thinking, but I've just come from hotels where they change your bed. I've been driven back by a limousine. It pulls up outside. And you're telling me to go and tidy up. People tidy up my room for me. Do you know what? And it was such a come down. And do you know what? I can't thank my mum enough, because from that point on, it didn't matter where I went, what I did. When I came back, I was saying it was just me. And it's the same. And I'm just me. Wherever I am.
Yeah. Because they were asking the question of who else have you worked with? Because you worked with Gabrielle.
Yeah.
And that was on GMTV, if I'm correct, as a back-end vocalist there. Do you remember that experience?
I remember that experience. I remember being called, I think it was probably about a week and a bit before somebody had felt ill, because I'm mainly what you would call the session singer. So somebody had felt ill, and the musical director, who's a good friend of mine, Derek Taylor, called me in and asked me to quickly learn the parts and do the GMTV show for them.
Okay. And then there was Sir Cliff Richard.
Yeah, we did. I'll never forget that. We were called in to do the session. A friend of mine called Hazel Fernandez called me in on that one, and I'm so mischievous. I remember we was in there at the time, and we was doing the session, and someone made a bit of a bum note. We could have got away with it, but me and again, I was quite young at the time. Me and my big mouth at the time was like, "Oh no, you don't. We're not getting away with that one." And she turned around and she just went, "Why did you do that?" You know, I was like, "Oh, sorry."
No.
I was like,
Yeah,
"Sorry,
but you can
Hazel."
sing, that's right.
No, but it doesn't matter how much you can sing. You know, if you're singing as a group, someone might just do it off note but it was something that could have probably got away. I was just being mischievous as usual, because that's just
so then what was Alexander O'Neill? What was he like?
Oh God, I again, like I said, it's because I'm a session singer. I got called out to where were we? There was a group that was meant to have a singer come out. And they were out there for 2 weeks, but something happened anyway, and I got called in and asked to learn or have a repertoire of about 30 songs. And I'm thinking, I don't really have a repertoire of about 30 songs, but I'm sure gonna have a repertoire of 30 songs by the time I get there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, when I got there, it was in Bahrain, and I think it was probably about and at the time the Iraq War, if I'm right, I think that was still going on, and my parents went.
That is when I was at my height, believe it or not.
Yeah, me too. I think
I was doing a lot of work out in the Middle East at that point in time.
Yeah, and good on you as well. It was a good place to be, but my parents was not happy with the fact that I was going like half an hour drive down the road to where the Iraq War was going on. And to be honest, Bahrain was where the soldiers would come, and it was like the part where you could sort of let your hair down.
Yeah.
And I remember when Alexandra O'Neill flew in, I didn't realize he was going to be there, and we were going to be doing he was headlining, and we were going to be doing his support.
Okay.
When he got there, I've got to say, I believe he flew in with some goodies, like things that you wouldn't be able to get in Bahrain. Oh my God, I was so happy to meet him, but for the wrong reason. It was for the wrong reason.
I hear that. Because it's frightening when you go out there, and you know what I mean? You just need something to just bring you down, take a little chill off the edge of it all, you know? But I mean, you've worked with Tom Jones, you've worked on the Michael Barrymore show, you know, you've worked with Mark Morrison.
Mark Morrison, do you know what? He's had such bad press, but do you know he's one of the most mannerisable, if that's even a word.
He's really.
He's got a lot of manners.
When Mark Morrison was he got done for getting somebody to do his driving test and what have you. And I used to do a joke about Mark Morrison saying, "Could you please return my ass when you're finished with it? Return of my ass, return." And we was in Camden at the time, and him and his entourage came walking down the centre of the stage. And the stage managers rushed onto the stage, right, and they dragged me around the back and pushed me out the back door, put me in a cab and sent me home, because at that time he was meant to have this bully boy image. And it was so funny, man. There I was on stage going, "Return of my ass, return of, return of," and he came walking down the centre. I tell you, it was crazy.
Do you know? I mean, I mean, seriously. Wherever I have seen Mark, and even when he was younger, right, because we were signed to the same management company, and Gabrielle had just left that management company, and All Saints had just been signed to that management company as well. So I had just come in, and they were busy with Mark and with All Saints. So I ended up coaching All Saints, but Mark was the most. He had so much manners, and he spoke softly and what have you. Yes, everyone has another side to them, but I guess if you didn't show him anything, then he didn't kind of, have a problem with you.
I've just realised something, and it really wasn't deliberate. And I do apologise, but she's most really vexed with me. She's most really vexed with me.
Never. But I was sitting here thinking, I'm sure Rudi said that I'm going to.
No,
come
I was
back
meant. I genuinely
really
was. But, and you see, what happened was I got so engrossed with this young lady.
We're sorry, Antiguan.
Oh no, because I was enjoying the conversation as well. So no, definitely.
I even began to think it would be, because she actually told me that, "Rudi, I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to talk."
Who said
You're
that? Sam said.
"You're going to get nothing out of me. I'm not going to give you nothing. Right? I'm just going to sit here and just look at you. I'm going to say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
She's doing well.
But as I said, this young lady has got such a resume, ladies and gentlemen, that
it's amazing, Sam.
Once you open and the tap starts flooding, it's just unbelievable.
Thank you, Fiona.
It's definitely not an industry that you tread lightly in.
No,
I've got to keep persevering.
I've got to be honest. I feel exceptionally humbled and blessed. It was never always this smooth. And I remember just before my mum passed away, because the thing is even though it was my mum and it was my mum that decided to find singing lessons for me when I was younger, because she said I made up too much noise in the house and it was hurting her head and all this bit. So and then my dad paid for it, but even though they were supportive in that way, they didn't expect me to make an actual career out of it. And when it came to that was such a fun tour, I can't even begin to tell you. All I would say is that the boys went out so far that they actually the security had to go and get them. They almost reached another island.
No way.
But anyway, that's just made me lose my complete track.
Well, when you say that you're so humble and rare, and then we see this, you're like, yeah, sure you are. I couldn't make meetings of you on yachts and stuff like that, but I thought, you know what? Let me just hold it down.
No, but when I
the
say
real
humble,
Sam.
when I say humble, I mean humble in the fact that, just because you may choose a career, or maybe a career might even choose you, it doesn't mean you're going to get to do like all the things that I've been blessed to be able to do. Okay, Rudi. Do you see what I mean? So I mean, I feel humbled.
Now you've done it, Rudi. You've thrown the woman off. The woman is going so well. Stop hooking up on them pictures.
About this young lady. They need to know what she's done, where she's been.
So let her talk about it.
I will. But unfortunately, we've really run out of time. I mean, normally I'm scheduled to finish at 9:30, and I've pushed it to 21:41. You know,
Yeah.
and the thing is,
I'm happy to finish right here.
the thing is that we you know, like when you see an iceberg and you see the tip of the iceberg that's pointing out, yeah, but it's all of that stuff that's underneath that people don't get to see. And I want people to know that when they do rub shoulders with Samantha Scott, to respect her.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
she's somebody of integrity as well. You know, I mean, the moment that she found out that we were paying for ex-slave owners through our taxes,
God.
she phones me up and she goes, "Rudi, we need to get a petition together. You know, we've been paying." We've been paying these people, yeah, for the same days. Come on, Rude, let's get this. And I had to go and dig around. And I said, Samantha, there's already a petition up. Oh, thank God for that. There weren't no petition up. I was going to have to get the petition up. And this time she's talking to me about us not setting up a black TV channel. And I'm like, Samantha, how many things could we do all at once? Well, we just got to do it, Rudi. We just got to do it, haven't we? We just got to do it.
But she knows what happened to you, Rudi.
I can't deny it to you.
That's exactly
You
how
know,
this
I've got to say, you see, the thing is, Antiguan,
you were right, Denise. Yeah.
The thing is, Antiguan, is that Rudi. I mean, everyone knows Rudi as a comedian, and I love Rudi for that. But I mostly love Rudi for his brain and his business sense.
Yeah,
and he's really so much more than what people know.
I'm just thick. I'm just thick.
And that's been the best thing to find out. You know, that's why I put up with all his shows, watch it every single day.
Like that. That's why
and I slowly but surely figured that out, Sam. Slowly but surely, I stuck with you, Rudi.
Look, Denise is funny. Denise is saying, "I told you, Rudi will dig out your things."
Yeah, she really, you warned
Yeah, man, let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it.
I mean, Trevor Levy, man. He's that track. Wow. Wow.
Energy.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen at home, I really and truly hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope you've had an awesome time, right? And could you send out some love hearts and some fingers up and some thumbs and some yeah to both my guests.
Thank you, everyone.
But Rudi, before we go, can I just do one last thing, please? Antiguan, I want to tell you while you're on screen.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that you made that incredible journey. You are an inspiration. Well done.
Thank you so much.
No, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Wow.
That is massive.
That was me.
Yeah.
That is massive. And I know that there's a lot of females out there who can look at that now and say, you know what?
I'm one.
We can do it. You know what? One of my strap lines is, "You deserve it."
Right.
Yeah, we deserve it.
Okay, look, let's come off now. Otherwise, Rudi's going to be starting to say, we both said we weren't going to talk, and now we don't want to come off. So let's leave.
But Apple pause or whatever you call it. The way that you
thank you, April.
Yeah, I mean the way that you guys gang up.
Thanks, Paul Walsh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Denise. Now, okay. The show is about.
Thank you.
Get your
Bye. Hey, Shug. Bye. Bye, Denise.
Shug's in the house. We're
Shug, baby.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Thanks, Trevor.
Oh God, they're still coming in. They're still coming through. She is, and she knows it.
Oh, thanks, Kaz.
Well, people, once again, thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciated your company, even though some people are trying to hold it down. Do you know what I mean?
He will do this randomly on all his shows from now on.
Center of attention. Do you know what I mean? You know those people who say I don't like a center of attention. but yet through they
really don't.
somehow find their way there. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Thank you, Rudi. You were really kind today. Be kind to us on
You
Saturday.
were.
Thank you.
Yes, don't forget Saturday, okay, with DJ Countryman and Rudi Lickwood. The links will be on my page. Thank you very much. Girls, don't go away.